So again, thank you for being here. Okay, this is our Saturday Kitchen Talk. We're still talking kitchen talk. It is the common area where you have conversation about the future of a nation, be it in the dining table or in the living area, and to talk about how you change a nation, how you shape the future, who are the future, the children, the children. And the reason that everybody cannot be leader, that people must lead. And those that we choose to lead, and okay, those that we choose to lead, we must ask ourselves before we choose them. Okay, to those that we choose, have the requisite, those that we choose to lead, okay, have the requisite character. How we ask ourselves, what kind of character do we want in a leader? To the leader that we choose, walk their talk, or do they walk their talk backwards? That's the first and foremost question that we all need to ask. To those that we choose to lead us, have the capacity and the ability to change the direction of the wind? Those to be questions that we ask ourselves. For me, it does not matter to me what you wear. You wear blue, you wear red, you wear green, you wear purple, you wear yellow. It does not matter to me. You know, that's a saying that goes, the worst illiterate, the more the illiterate will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot change their mind. Changing your mind in the right direction. Not changing your mind because you are getting old, changing your mind because you are missed out. This is your opportunity to gain. But changing your mind that you know better. When you knew what you knew at the time, you did what you needed to do that you thought was good. But now that you know better, you will prioritize your nation. Your nation will become the first. Because when you do that, you prioritize the children. Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. What do we want in a leader? You know, I saw a video yesterday and I would like to play that. Let me see if I can find that video really quickly. Oh, I see my son over here live. Okay, let me find this video and play it. Yeah, I'm loving my makeup this morning. I actually took my time and did my makeup. So yes, folks, pay attention. All right. I saw a video yesterday that I put out here. Hopefully I can find it. No, no. Oh no, I can find it. It's on my phone. I can find it. Okay. So let's talk. Let's talk about these things this morning. How is that? That yesterday, you know, I saw a post yesterday from Mariah that said the people gave you their bag of money to use it for the country. You promised them you would do it better. You will use the bag of money to to make sure the country rise up. But once you are giving the bag of money, giving you the key to the bank, Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm watching something here today. That's it's winter time, literally. Time. I will look at this. I will look at this. So let me pull this. I don't know how is that. Somebody share this and say they heard. But I don't see the rest of the video. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share the video. All right. So and it says we give our money to a person to share, and that person has taken off a day and the friends, and the nation is struggling. But I will come back and tell you the video that I saw yesterday as the group told the streets talking to the people. And the story goes this way. When you ask me if I have a job, okay, if you ask me, I'm sorry, if I have a job, that was the storyline. If you ask me if I have a job, then ask yourself, I have the job that your father had when CDC was in power. That kind of mindset. I have the job that your mom had when CDC was in power. That was the mindset of then. That was the talking point. And I said to all of us, no, I keep telling Liberia people, America is in chaos right now, but they are still guardrails. We just saw the last election. They're still informed citizens. They're still people who understand what the Constitution dictates. Their police, their soldier, their servicemen, who was general, some of them would step down to say, no, I'm not going to take unlawful order. While on the other hand, our police and our soldiers become every government friend. They become that particular government army that we saw in 1990. The soldier were those soldiers. The police were those soldiers. Fast forward, they became UP soldiers. They became CDC soldiers, Judy Bryant soldiers. Okay. It is the nation that is not trained. Let me tell you something. When you train your children correctly and you instill value in them, even at some time in their life, late in their lives, when you as a parent trip, the child will tell you, mommy, that is not right, daddy, that's not right. We saw that. We saw that during the 2020 uh, Trump time. We saw white kids going against their parents, researching and comparing data statistics on racism and other disenfranchisement. When the House, confusion said the strength of the nation depends on the integrity of the home. When the home has integrity, and because the thing is, one thing that we must understand, the people in government did not come from the street. They came from our homes. They have mothers in those homes. They have fathers in this home. According to us African people, we are people of the village. The village knew the people. We, the village, raised those people. I woke up this morning and saw the people in Mangibi, huge crowd celebrating Nathaniel Miguel. I also saw this where people were carrying on all of this story about Spoon, the one who smelled the CDC government and Weah's name. Now, I'm going to speak to this. One thing that you will always get from me is my truth, the very truth that is hard for the nation to swallow. If you tell me that Spoon lied, then you tell me the court report said what it said, then the court report lied in respect to the 16 billion. When you say this person lied, for me, I know I didn't lie. I know the reports that I made. I had no motives. My goal had always been lifting the nation. Then they are enlivening on the part of Princess Cooper. Okay, a young lady, brilliant young lady, an enterprising young lady. Because thank you. You can listen later. Okay. Princess Cooper vomited her whole internal organ out. And those who were supposed to be involved, investigated, what happened to them? They entered to the Farmington Hotel on the plane out of the country. Nothing happened. Alexei, bullet in the head, in the building in Grangeda County. Not only in the head, in the back. I still have the pictures. In the head. Okay. Was that a lie too? Matthew Early in Nima County in broad daylight said he committed suicide, shot himself in the back of his head, in his head so many times, running the streets. Was that a lie too? Matthew Innes was called by Nathaniel Miguel to bring report when everything was ruling about the money that was missing. Okay? So, when Mobile Molu said there were money in truck that were taken to Thomas Fala building, this very UP people were calling Thomas Fala Tifa. Was that a lie? Which is the man the UP lied to? Are you where you guys are trying to say? When children were being bonded in building, parts being cut off, was that a lie? During the election, a young man, his brother, okay, were put in a car. Yes, were put in a car. And we saw the other brother naked. Today, we have no information update on his brother. Was that a lie too? Gifty Lama. Was that a lie? The 3 missing boys. So if it was a lie, why was Moses running away? Why was he cut at the border? And why did we turn around and give him more business after we caught him no investigation? And this government came and not investigating. So when impunity rings, because the people understand that the psyche of the Liberian man, we do something called rosy memory biases. That's what we do. When we move to the next person and the person is bad, instead of saying the one before was bad, this one is bad, we need to make a change. We reverse to the one that was bad before. We start saying that one was not as bad. This one is bad because this one is current. That's a psychological issue for the nation. It is government that directs society, that set the tone. The leaders, there's statistics out there. When Obama was president of the United States, the graduation rate in America went up 80%, especially in the Black community. Young Black women and men saw possibility that once you pay your dues, once you stayed in the right side of the law, once you respect your community, once you go through the ground and you put in the time, there's an opportunity that there is no ceiling that you can't pass. So leaders set the tone. Why you think people look for role models? Why do you think the possibility that the child that comes from an educated household, both mom and dad, that are structured, that have highest percentage of making it and being educated, unless they choose otherwise, that the percentage of kids who grow up in the ghetto, who don't have the opportunity, don't have the role model, okay, have more challenges than the opposite that I just said. Because they see the leaders in the household. Hmm? So I woke up this morning and I'm going to play this video I'm talking about to tell you guys about it. Where the guys came out in their clothes, saying to the word, you're talking about unemployed men. You're talking about no jobs, but you ask me if I get job. The same job your power doing CDC time, that the same job are doing, that the same job my power doing. That's the mindset. That's the culture, the thinking that we have created as a nation. I was just watching where it's in the marketplace. In a marketplace where the woman got her market on her head. She dancing. I see the children standing. They're dancing to the music. You know, for somebody like me who has studied history, and I'll keep saying this, I look at it from a different standpoint. Because when you look at South Korea, when the Japanese rule, they would keep the people hungry. It's a psychological torturing. So when they give them $10, $20, they give them a bowl of rice, or they show them a bowl of rice, they will go running. Folks, let me tell you something. I don't pay to boost my platform to add meaning to it. Where you see is where you get. I just want you to know. All right. So I'm trying to find this other one, and then I will show you what I'm telling you. I'm telling you all about. And if you're here, welcome, Brother Jesse, welcome, Brother Cousin Dada, welcome. Please share the video to rooms you're in. All right. Um, we're gonna talk for another 30 minutes, and we're gonna play some video from. I'm not gonna play any video from the UP program, but I will play video from the UP is in power. UP has money. UP is in command of over 700,000 employees, 17 ministries. We minister proper, assistant ministers, deputies. The National Port Authority alone got 40 deputy managers. They have their own deputies. So the 40 and the office staff, let's just say maybe 10 per. 40 times 10 is at least 400. Then the assistant ministers. Okay. So maybe that place alone, we don't know how many thousand it has. Getting people out does not impress me. What would impress me otherwise is, come on, tell me, since you came to power, how much jobs you have created? How have we cut inflations? How have we planned to develop the nation without borrowing money to pay people or borrowing money to spend it so we can get kickback? I would be impressed. How much new jobs have been created? What's the security net for the everyday Liberian? How many schools have we renovated and put in safety mechanism, exit door, that what children can have fire drill, hard lockdown, soft lockdown? These safety issues have been resolved. That now just that where our children are being educated, their safety mechanism. When we say safety, we're not just talking about people bringing in guns. We're talking about environmental effects. Like what? Benches to sit on where the children feel that they're important, that they're part of the process, that they're the future of the nation. These are things I want to talk about. Senator Nyao Tuanyen of Nima County and Vice President Jeremiah Kun of Liberia and from Nima County. He was elected in District 1 as this representative before. And the school job with him right there, Benanga, the kids are sitting on floor. And guess what? You're building mansions for government officials. That does not change. Any nation has not. The people, the country cannot grow before its people, especially before its children. Every nation that have grown, you will find out the human capital, it is the core of the nation birth. South Korea, 98% literacy rate. Israel, 98% literacy rate. America, 97% literacy rate. I'm not even going to go to Europe, okay? I'm not going to go to places like Sweden and all of those places. Ghana is coming around. Look at Ghana GDP and look at their literacy rate and find out. There's things that I want to talk about. Now, who painted the street green or orange? Maybe most of you don't know this. UP is the Grand Coalition. My auntie, my uncle, were all in it. UP is the party. The big chicken you see on there, that's the Nimba rooster. The party of Jackson F. Doe, the party of Gabriel Kukbole, the party of Cassidy came together. You're jumping up and down. Nana Bwaka party, Bwaka came from a totally different party. Ellen brought him. And yes, he's the president. Congratulations, Mr. President. The people elected you to change their life because you said you understood where they come from. So now, why are we repeating exactly what we stood against yesterday? Why? Why trying to show our strength at the end of our second year, where we have made no major gain? No, we have not. The hospital system is still stalled. That is fact. The roads are still stalled. You say the place the road to Grand Gina, that road was being paved when we campaigned in 2023. How you just come and you pave when you have not even revealed where your goals are? I listened to Ellen the other day and thinking about where Liberia is, I'm coming to the turn I see everybody say the wicked woman, the wicked woman. I have said, I wish she had done more. I wish she had put in the guardrails that the nation needed to progress. I wish she had taken the route of FDR and do a complete reconstruction of the nation. Set the tune. Justice had been, even when she was leaving, the last thing that she did. I wish she had. But we are where we are. This is where we are from the beginning. I'm going to play this workout video again. I played it for you all the other day. Okay. I want to play this and I'm going to get what I have and then I'm going to finish up. Guys, thank you for sharing. Continue to share. I want to play this. This is our president during the debate in 2017. I want you to listen now. Okay? I want you to listen to him. Aside,
some estimates, the question again, some estimates have put the budget deficit at about 8.5% of the GDP. This deficit, as you know, affects the operations of government. What specific plans do you have to address the repeated budget deficit so that the government runs smoothly?
I think my government will insist on a balanced budget. If we lack fiscal discipline, spending out of budget is irresponsible. And you know very well, I think we too donor dependent. Everything we want must come from the donors. I have always said an overprotected child cannot be self-reliant. Liberians have the resources. We should use those resources wisely. We don't have to go to people to look for money if we manage our resources well. I'm happy that my counterparts, they always calling my name when they speak. Experience. Thank you very much for addressing me, because that's what.
okay, I want us to remember this. My counterpart, he said, I have always said, like, we will have the resources if we use the resources correctly. I agree. You have given us this hope, okay, that states that we can do better than we have been doing. I have the antidote for us to move the nation forward. Now, Liberia have iron ores in the billions. Our people still live in Soniwen, in flood zone, in zinc shacks, in mud houses that still being plastered with cow poo. What is the direction of the nation? And some of you will come up and go, hey, Brother Lenora, will come up and say, the government only 2 years old. Guess what? The government of, and I'm going to let y'all listen again, the government of Manambio is not even a year yet. He can chronicle what he has done, what has changed drastically in his country. A friend of mine just came from Ghana. In fact, I just talked to a Liberian living in Ghana. He tells you the value of their money right now, the GDP. A 32-year-old young man named Abraham Traore. You cannot say because it's a junta government. It is. But we have imperial presidency. We've seen that. We've seen that. We've seen a speaker who said, I'm a regime speaker, hijacked the whole system of Liberia for 6 months while they divide money and break down the system. The president gave order to the finance minister who is answerable to him. Don't pay the rest of the people until they agree to go. Tie their hand like the Japanese used to do with the Korean. we will put you on the streets. So let's listen to the president, vice president then, and president now.
I have the experience. We've been in it. We don't just talk on issues. We know that if we have fiscal discipline, if we manage our budget well, and make sure that we just spend that which we have, we will avoid.
Hear him again. We manage our money. We spend that which we have. But guess what? He had left the country 30 times saying he won't make. Listen, most of the country who built their nation, unless they were ruling, they were needing a strategic positioning for spying on people like America. Okay, and they have the wealth, but the first have to build the wealth. The first must build the wealth, the strength before expanding. You cannot build a nation on begging. And he was right when he said, we have the money, we have the resources. We need to be wise. There needs to be fiscal discipline. Okay, are we now? So let's continue.
All of the problems that we have with excesses. And I know we can do it. We have the competence, but we must have the desire and the determination to do those things that are right. What we don't have is the determination to do the right things. We don't, excuses cannot help us. We need to spend our money wisely. We're talking about people talking about people in government. You only change the rules when you are in the game. Many people are being in the game. They didn't change the rules. You change the rules when you are in the game. Now after that, you tell people what to do. All of us are serving government. But what we need is the discipline to make sure that we spend that which we have. Taxes are not going to help. We must have fiscal discipline to be able to make sure that our budget is balanced. A balanced budget must be insisted upon.
Taxes are not going to help us, but we just raised the tax to 13% to eat. Just remember now, 64% of the nation live in abject poverty. The rich are the one in government. From time to time, majority of the rich, except for those Liberians who work outside of the country that bring in the resources that they work for home to build in places like Marshall, Johnsonville, and those places, in those homes. And majority of us too, maybe our children might not even return home. Might, I said. So y'all listen, all right? Everything they say, is that how we're proceeding now? Is that where we are? So let's continue.
That means your revenue and your expenditure must be in place. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vice President, I want to make a follow-up question, please. You just stated that we lack fiscal discipline in this country. Are you indicating that this government that you are part of is corporate to fiscal indiscipline?
A government, one of the things that people think about government is unity party. We are the only country who have 21 parties, all of them represented in government. So when you're talking about discipline, it's all of us. The Liberty Party is there, the CDC is there, everybody is there. All of us are there, and they all decide how to spend the money. So we all have to ask ourselves, have we been responsible enough? Have we been responsible enough? It's not Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, it's the government. So all of us, have we been responsible?
So the question here that begs an answer is, you're here the vice president, this is 2017, that this new republic after the war, it have been CDC, it have been Liberty Party, it have been the UP, okay, and all the political parties have been a participant. Where we are now, they are the maker of where we are now, not just although they have been. UP. Okay, so let's continue.
Responsible.
You also talked about spending out of budget is irresponsible. Is that the case that's happening now?
I am saying that if we have a budget that we stick to and that we know that we don't have the resources and we spend, it's irresponsible to spend out of money that you don't have. Unless you have a legitimate reason, like my counterpart said, that you can have excess in budget. But I believe we can keep our eyes on our income and our expenditure and live within that with discipline.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President.
All right, we'll now take the final question on our economy. Mr. Bromsky, can you move to the podium, please?
And I would like for you all to listen to Bronskin.
The majority
And
of
here we
Liberia's
are. And
budget.
listen to
Can we have your
people
attention,
who
please?
understand how
Thank you.
nations work, how the
The
economy
majority of
works,
Liberia's
and,
budget is set to
and
be
how we
spent
are. Okay.
on the recurring costs of running the government, especially regarding the payment of salaries. If you have the opportunity to go to the executive mansion, what measures will you propose to rein in the running, especially with the running of the government regarding this salary payment?
Well, I think I partly answered that question earlier when I talked about the reduction of salaries of the top few people. Because you see, this recurring expenses, it's not by the guys at the bottom of the scale, it's by those guys at the top. Okay? So we start by reducing salaries at the top and make sure that we are careful with how we purchase things on behalf of government. The Sally Barker administration, starting 2006, spent millions of dollars every year purchasing vehicles. Not one time they can tell you, say, when vehicles that were purchased and depreciated was sold and the salvage value was reclaimed and placed in government revenue. So what we've been doing, spending money on vehicles for the big shots. After the vehicle are said to have depreciated, they take them and government buy new vehicles for them. Those are the things that we will stop. Look at gasoline fuel, for example. You got all of these big shots receiving gas slips, totaling millions and millions of dollars. There is no audit. The legislature presided over by the speaker cannot tell you when last they were audited. They receive millions and millions of dollars in gas slip. That's going to stop. That's going to stop. I would like to have government gas distribution centralized, where instead of giving gas slips, people can go to gas station. You go there, you take your vehicle, you take the mileage of the vehicle. They give you 10 gallons of gas. We know that 10 gallons of gas will take the vehicle's X number of miles. You're coming back. Before you reach X number of miles, you're not going to get the gas. Okay? Those are small, simple means by which we can cut down the recurring expenses of government. But since I still got time, let me talk to Joe's issue about having experience. You know, so experience is not enough. Your experience must be good experience. Okay? I serve in government, and I don't want to be mixed with him. I serve in government as the President Pro Tempore of Liberian Senate. I'm one of the few government officials who were asked to leave government, not because I was corrupt, not because I was inefficient, but because I was advocating for Liberian people, and my way of doing things was different from that of the government of the day. So I don't want the Vice President confusing me and him when it comes to experience. Experience are different, okay? My experience is a good experience that Liberian people need to run this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cummings, can you move to the podium, please?
For the okay,
Thank you.
I want to come at the question from the other side, meaning the question has been answered in the past as if the budget is static, as if we cannot grow the national budget. One way, and the way we will approach reducing that percentage, is to grow the budget. And the growth in the budget will be used for investment purposes. Yes, there's waste in the budget. I mentioned this earlier. Councilor mentioned the number of cars we buy. I mentioned travel and all the waste, how much we pay per unit of whatever. We have to reduce that. But ultimately, Raymond, we have to take that budget from 550 million to 700 million to a billion to 2 billion. And that's how we will reduce the recurrent expenditure. But let me tell you how we'll do it. So it's not just talk, right? We will do it by stimulating the growth in the economy of our country. We will do it
I'm going to
by
stop
growing
here.
the private sector. We'll do it by
I want you to listen to this man. When you speak and when knowledge speak, it is confident. Okay, you're not all over the place. You tell people when, how, the where, how it's going to happen. Okay, how is that possible? That's knowledge, and some that experience, proven experience, not merely being a part of the team. You can be a part of the team. You can get paid. In Liberia politics, there's no measurement. Nobody is held accountable. Somebody can come to power people, body can be found on the beach, they can be meeting, you can call, like the different stories, and nothing will happen. There's no accountability. Impunity reigns. Okay. I have 5 minutes, but I'm going to let this young man learn. I want you to listen to Alexander Cummings, what he's saying to you. Okay. The budget is not static. It's like you have an architect who you tell to design for you. And because the house is designing is maybe 200, 300, or 400 square footage, and you say, I want to see exact design, he tells you it's not possible. You can have the same exact design. You just have to expand the place. It is possible. Okay. So the way he put it is you stimulate the economy. When President Obama took over, America has failed. The auto industry have failed. The housing bubble bust. The houses that we are buying today, $300,000 and $400,000, some of them $500,000, went down to the $20,000 and $30,000. Some of them a little lower. People who have money to buy, because people were losing it left and right. When Obama took over, he came first. They didn't take the money for themselves. They stimulated the economy. When you give the money to the top people who are working for the government, people can only buy so much. But when you make provision for the lower, because development starts from the bottom, leadership starts from the up. And to build a nation, you got to build the root, the people. Now I'm going this. So let's finish this so I can play this video for you.
reducing the amount of regulation. We tie our hands. We create rules and laws that we cannot enforce. And we constrain the Liberian people. We constrain Liberian businesses. And we will simplify. I believe by even reducing our tax rates, we'll actually collect more money because we'll make it simpler to apply. There will be less room for corruption. We will also make sure we get the full value from our natural resources. Because again, we got to grow the revenue. There's cost reduction and there's revenue growth. And so we will grow the economic pie. And if you understand the math, by growing that, even if you help recurring expenditure the same, the percentage will go down over time as we take the budget from $600 million to $2 billion. And that's where we'll focus, is expansion, is growth. I want us as Liberians to rethink how we think about ourselves. We should be more expansive in our thinking. we actually shouldn't talk about poverty reduction. We should be talking about wealth creation. We should want to create wealthy Liberians, not less poor Liberians. And this is what Alexander Cummings, Jeremiah Solonte, and an ANC-led government will do. We will create wealthy Liberians, we'll grow the economic pie for all Liberians, and through that process, we will reduce the amount of recurring expenditures.
That was that. Guys, I need you all to listen up. I'm going to put this over here. You can always go and use it. But I'm also going to show you this video really quickly where I'm going to stop this. All right. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. There we go. Now I'm going to pull this video right here where these guys, the same things that we protested for yesterday, the same things that we said were wrong yesterday. Here we go. I want you all to listen to this.
Don't ask me where I'm working. The player power working with Toyota. And the player working. Ladies and gentlemen, we answer. Hey, today, it's just a weather. Today, it's just a weather. Let's go back. Don't ask me. Don't ask me where I'm working. The player power working with Toyota. And the player working. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring awareness. Awareness today. December 7th, if you say I'm not working, we don't matter you are working. They see.
Okay, that's them right there. Okay, that's them right there. I just wanted you to listen to the mindset. These are grown men. These are not kids. These are not kids. Where is my stream, y'all? Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm gonna continue to talk and see. I think if I came out of it, I don't know if I came out of it. All right, but I am here, so I'm gonna enter back. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, is this StreamYard? Okay, StreamYard. Okay, here we go. Okay, hopefully I'm not in two places. Okay, it's back on. So I'm gonna remove this one. I'm going to remove this one. Yeah, for some reason, it's not removing. Okay. I gotta go back out and come back. I gotta go back out. Okay, so let me see where I am. StreamYard giving me a hard time. What is that? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, sorry, guys. Curtis, hi. Welcome. I'm almost done. Good to seeing you. I'm almost done. Brother Lenora, thank you for being here. Again, I just wanted you all to see that. So, and I wanted you to also see that this is, I think this guy is a doctor, Dolly, or hold on, let me see here. No, where am I? Presentation. Let me share the screen. I want you to see, no, let me go back into this. Where is he? Where is he? Where is my Facebook? Okay, I want to show you something. These were people who were talking about accountability. They were talking about equitable justice. They were talking about an equitable Liberia. Look at this guy right here. This is Adam Dolly. Okay. Here it is. CDC government is so rising in their disregards and abuse of the rule of law. They have the audacity to use the executive mansion website to broadcast CDC rally. This is against the code of conduct. It's wrong. Bwaka M. Fofana Senior. He's tagging Eugene Lance Nangbe. Okay. Julius Ronnie Smith Toby, and all of these people he outlined. Okay, today he's praising the outside. It speaks to why the nation is stagnant. It speaks to why we are in the abyss that we are in, because majority of our people, okay. Oh, hello, Edward Jackson. Thank you and welcome. Mr. President, Prince William, thank you for being here. I'm literally about to get off now. All right. I want to say thank you for coming in. But I wanted to show you that those were wrong yesterday. Majority, listen to the people that are telling you, that are speaking for you now. Find out how did they get to where, how they got to. Do they want the old position back, or do they want a better position? So you can continue to beg them. So you can continue to stay in line for they and their children. So you can continue to be a driver, so they hold you by your nose. So you can continue to be the gatekeepers, the gate boy, the housekeeper, the guiding boys, the drivers. So you can be the one that carry the towel in the waters when the children return from abroad, from studying. So your children are the one that drop the kids up to school, to the highest among the high school. Listen, I don't jealous anybody. I live in the United States. My children were born here. My kids are going to school that worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hey, Prince. Mr. President, you there?
Yes, Madam President, I'm here. Thank you so much again.
Okay, if you want to add your voice, go ahead, add your voice, and then I will call you a day. So this will be my last call.
Yeah, you know, they say the sweetest soup is always it's not too much. It's always in a little pot.
Right.
And that's the food that tastes very sweet. So, I mean, you came up with this sweet soup today that we all should taste. And then
Amen.
You want to call it very short?
Yes.
I understand, Madam President, but thank you so much again for your service. I always like to recognize what you do, and
thank you.
And some of the privilege you give us to be able to be a part of this discussion.
Amen.
And thank you so much for what you do, and your consistency means a whole lot to me.
Amen.
And I will always say again, and I will keep my promise. As long as you light the fire of truth, I was always come closer and gather myself to feel the warmth, and also to put in my 1 or 2 cents to contribute to the flame. So
Amen.
thank you very much, yeah.
Amen.
And thank you, my brother. That is the harsh reality, and that is what Alexander Cummings' statement. And when he made a statement when he entered into Liberian politics, he made a profound statement that got me to motivated me and made me enthusiastic about supporting him and pushing his message to our people. He said that we can't keep doing the same thing over and over, and then yet we're expecting a different result.
Nope.
I took that very happily, and I believe that's what Liberia has always been, and that has always been the history of Liberia.
Right.
I did the contemporary history of Liberia starting from 1979. And to my best of my knowledge, I mean, from 1980, 79 to 80, I think that's the contemporary history of Liberia.
Right.
And that's the truth that we all don't want to face. And then most recent, again, he came up with a profound statement again that even reinvigorated my hope and my effort in trying to reach to the minds and the hearts of our people. And that statement was just one word. I mean, 2 words.
Nothing changed.
He said
nothing's changed.
Nothing changed.
Nope.
And that's not just a 2-word in a gimmick or so, but it's a profound truth that every single Liberian in Liberia knows well. I don't care who you are. I don't care what class you come from. I don't care what status. I don't care what mindset. Even you can be a Zogo, you can be an educated person, you can have money, you can have no money. Every single Liberian knows very well that nothing has changed. My friend was telling me, he said, brother, even for Liberia was telling me, brother, even the Kitechen Talk in the market knows that nothing changed. Knows that nothing changed. And that's the message that reinvigorated me, and I want to borrow for Isaiah Cummings. And that's the message that our people knows well. The only thing is that our people are gullible to the rhetoric, and they're often confused. And the people with the career politician on the ground who knows that very well, who play on the ignorance of our people, who play on the condition of our people and the mindset of our people, they knows that very well. They know that sticking to the issue will create a problem for them. So what do? They bring other issues, trivial issues that have nothing to do with the main issues. And there's the main issue here. The people we keep electing today has nothing to offer. They cannot change the situation, the condition of Liberia. They have no intention to. They have no motives to. The only agenda is to enrich themselves, to create an opportunity for themselves, not the common people. So here was the question that I was on the Lofa Julius break session, an interview with Duke, the Duke of Hazard, and SD Don came across, and he asked this question. So what is the solution now? The solution is just the truth. There are other alternatives out there. We try these people. They are shown that they have absolutely nothing to offer us, the future of Liberia. But we are not. We have alternatives. We have Alexander Cummings is a great alternative. And I want to say that as much as I'm positioning myself to be part of the process,
yes,
I have
me too.
I have profound respect for those who have
made
meaningful contributions.
Me too.
Those who have made meaningful sacrifices.
Me too.
And that's why people say, "Oh, man, all day you hear you running, you this and that," but then when you come out, you talk about Alexander Cummings. Listen, I am a person who believes in giving people what they deserve.
Give to Caesar what is due Caesar, and to God what is due to God. That's it. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging somebody assets, somebody contribution, and still say, remember when John McCain was running, and they later said President Obama is this, is that. He said no. He said no. He's a fine young man that I have different policies disagreement with, but he's an American. Yes.
And that's profoundly how you tell the difference between leadership and rhetorics.
Yes.
Because the thing about politics is a game of witchcraft. And it's a game of tell me what I want to hear and I'll vote for you, but don't tell me what I need to hear or I won't like you.
Right.
That's a game of politics. But the way you can cut through the politics is for you to listen to what the person says and what it does.
What it does, yes.
What it says and what it does.
Do they walk, they talk. That's exactly what I said. Yes.
That's what leadership is all about. So when I speak to Alexander Cummings, and I'm speaking to all the Alexander Cummings out there, those people who have what it takes to make Liberia a different country.
Right.
There's people who are the antidotes against this disease that is playing our people in that country.
Right.
There are people like Alexander Cummings who are the antidote, and the people who are keeping our people in that disease.
Yeah.
Knows that very well. So they will do everything they can and anything they can to be able to discourage the folks like Alexander Cummings who are out there. The many Alexander Cummings are out there.
Yeah.
To discourage them from being part of the process. That's why I'm saying I don't care where you are, I don't care who you are. If God brought you anywhere.
Thank you, Mr. President. My time is over. I gotta go. So lame, please.
Okay, so thank you for what you do, and I want to say that yes, nothing's changed, and there are alternatives out there, and those alternatives needs to be considered. They need to be talked about. There needs to be the messaging. Let us not focus on the distraction. Let us not focus on the confusion that people want to create so they can stir out the muddy the water for our people. Not focus on the alternative and keep bringing those issues up and keep discussing the issue of the day, the meaningful issue. So thank you so much for what you do. And every time you bring up this discussion, we will come and we'll make our voice heard and we'll have the discussion that the people who want our country in the condition in they don't want to hear. We will continue making the argument. Okay. Thank you so much for what you do. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
And have a very Merry Christmas.
You do too.
We embrace the new year.
Okay.
We're looking forward to 2029. God bless you.
God bless you too. And good night. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the support.
People too as well.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Folks, like I said earlier to all of you, I don't pay for promote. I will continue to grow. We'll continue to grow the platform per se, and we'll take that from there. So that said, if you're on here today, please go ahead by all means. Share the video. Please follow us. Okay. On this page, join the page. Let's create a community that is trusted. I read a story yesterday and said consistency. To be consistent, I find, okay, my strength lies in being consistent. You will not get me to be wishy-washy. It don't matter what you said on Facebook, what throw you throw, what ball you throw. Okay. My name is Yasendi Martin Kweye. I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm an educator. I'm a daughter. I'm a granddaughter. I'm a grandmother. I'm an advocate, but most of all, I'm a patriot. Patriotism is supporting your government at all times and supporting your country at all times and supporting your government when it deserves it. When this government deserves my support, they will get my support. All right. When Bwaka first won, I congratulated him. The Liberian people had spoken. When he did the executive order for the War and Economic Crimes Court, I published to commend him for the first step. But we are where we are. We're right. Thank you, Wilton. We are where we are, okay, because nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. So I'm going to end up with this, again, with nothing changed. These are the people who were speaking yesterday. This is Darius Dillon right here. This is where I'm going to end up with Dillon right here on my Facebook, and I will call it a day. Okay? Now, folks, my hour here is usually 1 hour. It's taking me longer. All right? So let's go ahead. Let's call it good day. Here we go.